Good morning, Rebels. Welcome to Monday. How is everybody this morning? If you're joining me this morning, please say hi. I would love to know who's here. I hope you have coffee. Coffee's good. I like coffee. I need a lot of it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How was your weekend? Good morning, Tracy. Thanks for showing up. Slurping my coffee in your ear. That's what I'm doing. How was your weekend, Tracy? Did you have a good weekend? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning. I got a new tattoo on the weekend. I was super excited about it because that's what I do. Good morning, Carol. So, what does everybody have on the agenda for this week? How are we rocking it out this week? My Rebel Entrepreneur program starts tonight at 7. I'm super excited about it. For those of you that aren't joining me, that's okay. Next time. Tracy, you had a good weekend? Awesome. Awesome. I wanted to jump on today, and I was, of course, for like the whole day before, I just, I kind of wander around and I'm like, what the hell am I going to talk about tomorrow? What am I going to talk about tomorrow? And because it's unscripted, I try not to think about it too much. But what came to me today was exposure, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I thought that might, give some value to everybody that watches. Sometimes it's really hard for us to put ourselves out there, to put ourselves out on Facebook, to do the Facebook lives, to show our faces in whatever ways that we do that. It's really important for us, though, as entrepreneurs, to do that, to put ourselves out there, so that our tribe can find us. And I do a lot of that, but at one time I didn't, and at one time I was very, very fearful of that. And it really does take some practice, and it takes some, stepping out of that zone of fear and just coming to that understanding that, that there's nothing to be afraid of. When we put ourselves out there, our tribe will find us, and that's and it's proven. It's proven. It's been proven in my life for sure. Um, but I wanted to talk about how much is too much, and there's lots of stuff out there that says you gotta post on social media, you have to send all newsletters, you have to do all this stuff, and you have to really put yourself out there. Um, but it really is about feeling into what feels good for you and for your soul. So some of us get really overwhelmed by it all. Some of us get, and social media, especially in the world we're living in right now, it is a little bit overwhelming sometimes. And so instead of trying to get lost down the rabbit hole of comparison and judgment, sometimes I feel like we're better off to just stay off social media. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think? But it's something that I have to do in order to grow my business, and I've come to the conclusion that it's okay to do that. I've stepped through those gates of resistance and the gates of the fear that comes up around that. I really don't think about it too much. I just put myself out there. My mess is my message, and I'm doing much better at it over the years. It does take some practice, but the point I was trying to make today is, how much is too much, and I want you to just really think about um, how much feels good for you at this point on your journey. Um, I used to think that actually I attended this little mini workshop with a mentor, um, and she told us that, you know when we're trying to launch our programs and stuff, that we should be trying to, include that on our personal pages. So I used to have this belief that I could keep my personal page separate from my business page. And what I realized was that I am my business. I am Vintage Gypsy and everything that stands for. So um, in the process of trying to keep everything separate, I think I was closing myself off from my true potential and from getting my word out and my message out in a way that made sense to the people around me. And I want the people around me to know who I am, because I like who I am. I'm okay with what I see when I look in the mirror, and I want you guys to feel that way too. And I think that you should feel that way. So um, so trying to keep it separate didn't really work for me. I needed to embrace everything about Vintage Gypsy, and I became Vintage Gypsy, and my business became who I was. So now I post everything on my personal page, on my business page, on all of my pages. Um, I kind of walked through that fear of that and became my business, because that's who I am at my soul level. I am Vintage Gypsy, and the message that I send out into the world is me. It's me speaking from my soul and from my heart, and so then I realized that I didn't have to keep it separate. I didn't have to pretend that I was somebody in my business and somebody in my personal life. I'm just me. And when I came to that realization, it actually became a lot easier for me to put myself out there, because I wasn't overthinking it anymore. I was just doing it. I was just putting myself out there. And and when we talk about how much is too much, it really is just about feeling into what feels good for you and your soul, and what's good for you on your journey at this point. Um, but But at some point, you really do have to try and put yourself out there. And if you want your business to grow, you want your entrepreneurship to blossom and bloom, and you want to feel supported, you need to put yourself out there. That's really just the bottom line of it. But it's also, like I said, it's whatever feels good for you. So you don't have to overshare either. Um, you don't have to share what you ate for dinner, you know. But make sure that you're sharing your message across all of your platforms. It really does help to grow your business. Um, you miss your friends. So many others putting so much out there, and how to manage it. Yeah, you really have to just protect your energy. You have to protect your energy on these platforms. When you start to put yourself out there, you have to come to this understanding within yourself that that what you're putting out in the world has value and has worth, and we can't spend our time comparing ourselves to what everybody else is doing. Um, I say it all the time, there's like 4 billion people in the world, and your people will find you when you start to put yourself out there. Um, as far as judgment is concerned, I don't worry about it too much anymore. Um, Basically, I just don't give a fuck. Um, it's a very freeing place to be. And maybe that's why I call myself the rebel entrepreneur, because I just, I have no fucks to give when it comes to throwing myself into the judgment pool. Um, I think that other people, we have this fear of judgment, but I don't think people are really judging us. I think they're really just trying to navigate their own shit. And as you are, you're scrolling through Facebook and you're looking at what other people are doing, you may have like this moment of, hey, I'm comparing myself to them or I'm judging them in some way, but you just keep scrolling. And so if people aren't interested in what you have to say, they're just going to keep scrolling. So there's really nothing to be afraid of when you're putting yourself out there. This is a very large world that we live in. So those people will find you when you start spreading your message. Those people that need to hear your message will find you. And good morning, Rosemary. Glad you could make it. So yeah, I wanted to talk about exposure because I think that there's a lot of fear around that, and you really just have to feel into, what feels good for you. The idea of sharing your message is that you want your potential client or your potential person or, the potential people that are going to find you on social media, or out there, via email or whatever it is, networking events that you attend. You want to inspire them, right? Because you're creating the path. You're creating the path for them to follow. So how much of your life do you want to share? What do you think in your life will inspire them to take one step forward? Because that's the idea, right? We're here to help the people that are, a couple steps behind us. We want to create that path for others to follow. And doing that, we have to step out over the fear. And those people will find you. The fear of judgment, of course, it scares everybody. We all have that fear. It stems from like when we're kids and we have this, we're trying to find our way in the world and trying to figure out what our personalities are. So we always have this fear of judgment. But as we get older, I mean, I think that it's a fear that we can totally conquer. And we do it. We do it every day. We do it every day. We can walk through those gates of resistance. And what it does is it just levels us up. It creates this new level of freedom within us and peace within us. Then when we come to peace with our own personalities and our own path that we're following, our mess is our message, and it's okay to share it with people. Because it does inspire them. It does inspire them, and it might inspire them to take a step. And you don't know that. But how do we change the world? We change the world one person at a time. Being your authentic self gives people permission to also be that authentic and truthful person. And wherever you are on your path, just show yourself. Show yourself in whatever capacity that you want to. Like I said, you don't have to show us what you're eating every day, but you can show us whatever it is that inspires you, because whatever inspires you is probably going to inspire others. So how much is too much? Like Gary Vee would say, do what feels good for you. Yeah, choose what we want and get rid of what we don't want. I mean, we can protect our energy. We don't have to take in the negative stuff that's on social media. That's a choice for us. That really is a choice for us. I use social media a lot for my business, but I don't allow it to penetrate my good vibes. Is basically what I'm saying. I don't allow it. I don't allow the negative energy to affect me in any way anymore. And I don't worry about judgment, and I don't really worry about what other people think, because I really just don't care. And that's a very freeing place to be. And I would love for you guys to be in that exact same place. I want you guys to feel like I do. That's why I'm here, and that's why I do what I do. Is I really just I found such peace and such joy in that freedom, that I want you guys to feel that too. So That's why I show up here on Mondays to um, give you whatever value I can on that day. So I also wanted to mention um, that I kind of decided to do the money workshop again. I don't know. I had such good response from that money workshop, and everybody just had got so much value and so much worth out of it. I turned it into a home study, which made it really way more affordable for everybody. Um, so I will post about that later if you're interested. This money workshop changes lives. It truly, truly does. When we start to look at our money stories, we really can change um, what our lives look like. And it really helped me on my journey. And so I'm just sharing with you guys what it is that I learned on my money journey. And it's beautiful. So I hope you'll commit to that. Um, like I said, the Rebel Entrepreneur starts today. And I'm super excited to get started with the people who have committed to growing their businesses and thriving in 2021. And we're going to go through so much stuff over the next 6 months. It's going to be a beautiful mastermind. Um, there's still a little bit of time for you to jump in if you want to. Um, let me know. It's going to be fucking amazing. And yeah, other than that, you guys just have a wonderful, wonderful week. As always, I'm here if you have questions or concerns, or you just want to drop me a note. I like love notes. So yeah, have a good week. I'll chat with you guys later. Bye bye.